With the rocket factory finished, we can move on to our next big project, and that is to make some residential buildings for all the workers that are going to be working in all the factories. And that is this. I've already mapped out the 2 buildings, and because we're going for industrial revolution type buildings, these are going to be big rectangles. They're going to be multi-story with little dormer windows in the roof, and they're going to be made of red brick. If you remember the first machine we built over in my iron farm, it is making red brick still. It is producing a couple every now and then. I do fly over with my rockets and check on it and make sure it's still running. But we need red bricks, and we're going to need a lot of them because most of the buildings we're going to be building are going to be involving some sort of red brick. So we need another factory, and that is going to be over here. So we've already got my chests of everything that I need and my usual stone cutter guy connected to my stone cutter. Ooh. He sells red bricks, so we can be buying them. I know we can buy them from the masons, but this is create mod, so we're really wanting to make it. So we're going to be making a brick factory, which is going to have a huge kiln at the back. And this is the kiln here. It's going to be nice and round, and it's going to be quite tall with a nice big chimney sending out more smoke. And this is going to be the machine in here and the little office / water wheel, because we need to make all the same machines. We need to start with a water wheel and then have a lava farm and a steam engine and all that jazz. But this is just going to be making red brick. So we need the clay, we need the crushing wheels, we need all that sort of stuff. But we're going to stop when we get to the clay, because that's what we're wanting to have. You cook the clay through a furnace and then you get the red brick. So pretty much the same as this factory, but not with all the gadgets at the end. Now, unfortunately, replay mod is still on the fritz, so we're possibly not going to have a time lapse for this, which is a shame because I do like working time-lapse and putting them together for you to enjoy. Where's he going? So we might end up just having a build take shape. So we'll see how we go. Anyway, we're going to be making a brick factory, and a lot of it is red brick. So I don't know how we're going to go with that, but we can get started. So that's the main thing, we get started. I have done a test build in my test world, so I know pretty much what it's going to look like, but I don't want to spoil the surprise. So I'm going to get started and we'll see how much we get done. The red brick factory is finished. No, I'm only kidding. The facade of the red brick factory is finished. Let's have a look so far. So we're going for a similar colour scheme to the rocket factory. I just really like the deep slate bricks with the red brick block. I think it looks very industrial. So we're going to come in here. We're going to have just a little single door. And this is it so far. We've got the facade. We are waiting for red bricks to be produced. So, and I have been buying a couple, giving my machine time to make them. So we're just going for a nice simple room here. So the water wheels are going to go here, and they're going to power the pumps for the lava and the water. So we're going to have water here going up. We're going to have the steam engine here. We're going to have a lava farm here with the mechanical arms, putting the lava into the blazes in cages underneath the steam engine. Here we're going to have a vault, and on the vault is going to be all those little contraptions to make clay. We just need to start inserting things. So this is going to be the water wheel. So We'll go get the water wheels. I think they're, excuse me, I really don't like the amount of iron golems around the place. There's my water wheels. We'll get some buckets. And I would like some more deep slate bricks for the ends of the water wheel. Okay. Now, placing them is always fun. Is that going to turn? Yes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we're going to have some edging around it. Nope, that's too narrow. The water will spill out over that. Go one more. Perfect. Excellent. And then that brick is where the shaft's going to come out, or the speed controller. I've got one of those somewhere as well. Speed controller and a big cog. There we go. You bet me to it. It's funny how the villagers can go to bed before you do. So we're going to have speed controller. Ah! I've made it too low. I've made it too low because the speed controller needs to go there. Which means the wheel needs to go up one. So there. That's better. Then the speed controller can go underneath and the cog can go there. So if we put water there, there we go. Now we just need to put water all the way along to power everything. But before we do, I need to make a water source. There we go, water source, because that's going to pump the water into the steam engine. There we go, our water wheel is spinning. I'm just going to close it off a little bit because villagers will end up going in there and getting stuck in the water. Seen it before. Let's move this to 103. So far, so good. So we've got the tank in that will become the steam engine. We've got a pump filling it with water. We've got the lava farm starting to take shape. And we've got the obligatory villager looking scarily into the lava. Because you have to have one of those, otherwise it's not a factory. So it's starting to take shape. We've got things happening. Now we just need to wait for the lava to fill up so we can transfer it to the top so we can get more lava and put in another pump. So let's get that done now. The machine is finished. So we've got red brick being produced in the latest factory, which unfortunately the building itself for the factory is waiting on the machine to make the bricks, but we will get there. So let's go in and have a look and whoa. Let's go and have a look at the machine and I'll give you a quick run through. So we come in here, we've got the water wheel, which I did actually change. I decided that the speed that this was going at wasn't fast enough to get the engine up to a level 9, and it's still not quite there. The water and the heat is still not at the most optimum setting, but it is a level 9 steam engine. So I had to swap those little water wheels out for some of the bigger water wheels, which means it comes out a little bit further into the space, but that's okay. We are running at 180 now, which is the fastest it can go for what we're wanting to run off of it. So we've got 180 on the speed controller, or the rotational speed controller, and that's running the pump for the water and the pump for the lava, which is hidden behind here. So we've got, and it's also running the gears for the mechanical arms. So if you have a look down there, I've been rather sneaky this time. I've got a cellar. So if we go down here, we've got an underfloor section with a couple of shafts and gearboxes underneath to make above the floor a bit neater. So we've got a basement, which I did have to put a trapdoor on because I had a villager find their way down there earlier and I had to cut a hole in the floor to let them out. So here's the machine. So steam engine working on level 9. We've got the mechanical arm taking the lava and heating the blazes. So it's all pretty the same as the other steam engines, except I've gone for a smaller lava machine. So there's only 12 cauldrons collecting the lava, which means I could have made this fluid container a lot smaller, but just in case. And then this is the machine. So we've got the vault with all the bits and pieces on it. We've got the cobblestone generator up the top. We've got lots and lots of mills. I think I overdid it with the mills. I turned this side off because I'm not sure. Do we still have... Yes, we've got more gravel than we do cobblestone. So I turned that side off. So these mills are just sitting here idle at the moment. They're not crushing. The 3 down the end are managing to do a good job keeping up with the cobblestone generator. So we've got 3 mills there turning the cobblestone into gravel. And then around here we've got the 2 big crushing wheels turning the gravel into sand. Then here we've got the sand being washed into clay balls. And then we've got 3 blast furnaces, I guess you could say, turning the clay balls into the red bricks. It is getting dark. And then we've got the mechanical arm taking the red bricks, putting them into the auto crafter, or the mechanical auto crafter, which is making the red brick blocks, or just bricks. So we've got a couple of stacks and it is working pretty good. So there we go. There's the machine for our brick factory with the kiln. The kiln back here is just for show. I was thinking of splitting the machine up and having these cookers, the lava fan cooking devices, having them in here, but that just means having conveyor belts and other bits and pieces, which I didn't want. I like the compactness of this. So this section is purely going to be for show, and this might be what they used to use in the kiln, and this is the Industrial Revolution upgrade with all the steam engine running everything. So there you go. So we'll wait for some more bricks to be made, and then we'll start building up the rest of the factory and building up the kiln and putting a roof on. So we'll do that shortly. We're getting there. It is still slow going, even though we've got a cobblestone generator and all the machinery making bricks for us. It is still very, very slow going. So we've got... I reckon we're 2/3, maybe not quite 2/3 of the way done. We're getting there. We're getting there. The building is finished. Finally, it took quite a long time to wait for all the red bricks to be made, but the building is complete and it's got a roof. So let's go and have a look and I'll show you what still needs to be done. So we've got a bit of a ramp going up to the front door and the machinery is still working. Look at that roof. Lovely. So we've got all the walls, we've got all the windows, letting light in, and the roof, which is really nice to be working in here when it's raining and not getting wet. So yes, this still needs to be finished, the kiln. Big, hot, firing building. And obviously we're waiting for more, we're waiting for more bricks. So that's probably one of the last couple of things that needs to be added. The last thing to be added will be a chimney, because you can't have an industrial revolution building without a great big chimney letting out lots of smoke. So we've got the building is now finished. So the brick factory is very, very nearly finished. What do you reckon? About 85%? 85% finished. So now we just got to start working on the kiln room. Now the brick factory is finished, and I mean fully finished. It has a roof, it has 4 walls, the kiln out the back the kiln out the back is finished, and we've got workers as you just saw. So let's go and have a look. So we've seen this, but we've got a couple of other details. So yes, we've got lots of workers in here. We've got 2 masons in here. This is the guy that I had his workstation over in the village, but I decided to move him over into the brick factory because it made more sense that a mason would be working in a brick factory. So we've got 2 masons here with their little workstations. We've got some nice matting for them to stand on. There's lots of supplies of clay around the place. We've also got a toolsmith, so if anything breaks down, we've got a chap who can help us out by fixing things. We've got a guard. Now, he's been standing there for a while. I don't know why. If I push him... Oh no, that doesn't mean he's going to come after me, does it? Ooh, I don't like the guards. I mean, I do like the guards. They're very, very handy, but they are a little bit scary. So we've got the catwalk, which goes all the way around the machine. So we can come here, and this gearbox I've got rotated so we don't have cobblestone generating. So if I rotate that cog with my wrench, the cobblestone generator will start up again. But we've got plenty of cobblestone for the time being. We've got even more gravel. But we are getting brick. Very, very slowly we're getting brick. I might need to look at swapping out some of those mills around the other side. Swapping these out for more washers, because this is what's holding us up, is waiting for the clay balls to be processed. So I've already removed one of the mills to put my hatch. So that's a possibility. Maybe we could turn those into sand washers to get more clay balls. That might speed up the process, because like I said, we've only got these 3 mills working at the moment, and they're doing a really good job keeping up with the cobblestone. So that is definitely something on the cards, turning these into sand washers. So we've got the machine. You've seen the lava farm and the mechanical arm with the steam engine. Over here we've got the kiln. which has got an iron door on it so the villagers can't wander in and burn themselves, but it does look very, very hot in there. I might need to go and get some more magma blocks just to make it a little bit more hot in there, but I've let's go in and have a look. So we've got glowstone, we've got magma blocks, we've got some netherrack on fire. Look at the glow that we've got in here. It might just be the shader packs, but this has got a really nice glow to it. But I need to put some more stuff down on the floor here. It looks a bit empty just here. But I arranged it so if you were looking in from the doorway, you could see a lot of hot heat coming out of the kiln. So that's the kiln. Let's go out and have a look. So we've got a back door here. This is a delivery and packaging area with some broken brick pieces and a bit of a clay store. We've got a delivery up on a hoist ready for a truck to come along and pick it up. And there's the kiln. Look at that lovely big kiln. So I don't know if you've ever seen a brick factory kiln, but they're these lovely big rounded shapes, almost like a bottle but a lot wider. Look at that, with the smokestack. We've got the chimney. The chimney is actually over the steam engine. We'll have a look at that when we go back in shortly, but that kiln is very, very nice. I do like the shape of that kiln. Very, very pleased with how that came out. So let's go in and I'll show you the chimney. We'll go up on the catwalk so you can get a better view. There's the chimney. So the chimney's over the steam engine, taking all the fumes up and out of the factory, so our workers are working in a safe environment, because this is a very health and safety orientated work area, which is why we've got the mats nice and comfy on the feet and the legs. So we've got our brick factory finished. Let's have a look. Wow. Now, I reckon probably that many bricks. I need to come clean. I did buy some bricks from the masons just to get the building finished, because it felt like the machine was taking forever to make brick blocks. So I did cheat a little bit. I'm very, very sorry. Very, very sorry. But you get the idea of how many bricks this is going to be making. So I think I had a stack, at least a stack left from the mason. So if we ignore that, it's not too bad. Not too bad. And if we do put some more of these washers in, we might get even more bricks being produced, which is excellent because we've got buildings. Is it night time, buddy? So yes, we've got lots of buildings that we need the red brick for. So out here we've got the 2 residential buildings mapped out on the grass. There we go. And we need red brick because this industrial revolution style village is going to become a city with lots of factories, lots of villages, lots and lots of employment possibilities for all the villagers. And we're on our way. This tree will have to go, unfortunately. So we've got the rocket factory, and now we've got the red brick factory with a kiln out the back, putting up lots and lots of smoke. That's it for the episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Another factory has been built and we've got employment in there already with a couple of workers and a guard for some reason. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you've just found the channel, please join the family and subscribe. I'm No Spring Chicken. This is Urban Sprawl Modded. and I will see you guys next time. Bye.